Hiya, I'm Jasper, and welcome to your video review for A Good Day to Die Hard, Die Hard 5. So, this movie sucked. So, Die Hard 3 was the best. Then it was Die Hard 1, just because it's a classic. Die Hard 2, a little bit too cloudy, a little bit too zoomed in. Die Hard 4, I could argue being switched with Die Hard 2, just because the graphics and the filmmaking techniques and styles and whatnot were better, but just the plot line I think was not quite as good and had the F-35 scene. But then this movie, I'm putting it along the same lines as Rambo: Last Blood, as Matrix Resurrections, and just the movies that just ruin the series, and you gotta pretend don't exist because they're just that fucking terrible. This movie stars Bruce Willis, and it has his son being played by Jai Courtney. Remember when they were trying to make Jai Courtney a thing? That's when this movie came out. 2013, they were trying to make Jai Courtney a thing. Jai Courtney's still not a thing, and will never be a thing. But Jai Courtney plays his son, and it's dumb because he's like locked in a Russian prison, and Bruce Willis's dad comes to like try and get him out or something, or just like argue his case, or just be like, why are you in prison? So he gets there, but his son has already made an escape, and it would have taken 2 fucking seconds for him to be like, Dad, I'm undercover, I'm a spy, you're ruining my mission, please go. Instead, he's just like, what are you doing here? Get out of here. And then proceeds to blow his cover in front of the guy, like the only guy around. Like, Bruce Willis stops the vehicle, his son gets out, the other guy kind of like semi-runs away, and then he goes after him, brings him back. Like, there's no one else around, and immediately after he gets back in the car, he starts talking to like a Reaper drone type thing to get extracted or whatever. So it's not like he's keeping secret from this one passenger guy that he's a spy. So not telling your dad that you're undercover is just, it's dumb bullshit Hollywood things. And also, it does not make sense for McClane to steal that truck right after and give chase, breaking the law like that in a separate country. He was still a police officer back in the NYPD, and there's no reason that he would be like, my son's going away, let me just steal this truck and break all these laws and hit all these other vehicles, and then, that's still going on. My truck gets hit by an RPG or whatever, gets destroyed, so let me go make a Mercedes-Benz G-Wagon ad and steal that car from somebody and drive that off of an overpass over some vehicles to get down onto a thing. Instead of just taking the actual overpass entrance, he just literally drives off the middle of the bridge onto a vehicle, onto other vehicles, just to show off that, like, hey, this is just a G-Wagon, but look at this crazy angles that it's going on. Like, I gotta wonder how much Mercedes-Benz paid for that section of the movie. But still, does not make any sense, because do you think Bruce Willis would be like, hey, or his John McClane would be like, hey, let me just make all this massive amount of property damage in a foreign country and then think that I'm just going to waltz on out and, my fingerprints aren't going to be everywhere, there's not going to be videos of me everywhere. Like, it's just stupid. And also, the like bad guys are driving this super cool tactical vehicle, which is just like bashing into like vehicles, because it's just like narrow roads, so there's like vehicles that are pulled in to like parked, and this tactical vehicle is so wide that it's like hitting them, but it's just in such an unbelievable way, because the tactical vehicle will be like, boom, like every time it barely taps like a tip of another vehicle, that vehicle just goes and just like flies out of the way. So just poor timing and poor execution of the making it look like that tactical vehicle is why that's being hit. But regardless, it is a big tactical vehicle, and Bruce Willis is just driving a G-Wagon and starts like ramming them for no reason. Well, not like no reason, but no believable reason that he would ram a G-Wagon into a vehicle that size. But these people have RPGs and machine guns. Why did they not fire on him while he was doing that? Also, in this chase sequence, the van that his son is driving very noticeably gets the headlight, like the driver's side headlight, hit out. And it's like waggling about for much of the chase sequence. Even in some of like the close-ups on one side, you see like the back end of it waggling about. And then there's several instances after that, like after the midway point, after I would say maybe even the 3/4 point of that chase scene, where the headlight's fixed again. And it's poor editing. And then, once they finally meet back up, and, Bruce Willis is like, what are you doing? And so he's like, fine, just come with me. We gotta get to the... So they get to a safe house, and it's clear from all the spy gadgetry shit that his son is working for the CIA or whatever. And Bruce Willis, instead of being like, oh, thank God you're not a criminal. Why didn't you tell me? This is cool. No, he's a sarcastic asshole about his son being a spy instead of a criminal. Like, why are you being a sarcastic asshole? Being like, oh, what is it? Oh, you're a spy. Oh, look, you're a spy. What are you, James Bond? Like, you should be fucking ecstatic that he's not a murderer in jail for assassinating some asshole Russian. Like, what the fuck kind of writing is this? And speaking of the writing, I feel like they shot most of this movie, or maybe even all of it, and then they were like, people aren't understanding why Bruce Willis went to Russia. So let's film this scene where his cop buddy brings his son's record. It's like, hey, we found him. Turns out he's in Russia. It's a really bad record. Like, he'll be lucky if he gets life in jail. Oh, well, I gotta go see him. He's my son. Let me go, and I'm gonna go to Russia to see him. And I feel like that whole scene in the beginning was inserted. Because there are so many fucking times where Bruce Willis' character, John McClane, like, exasperatedly shouts, like, I'm on vacation! Like, I'm on vacation here. Like, why am I involved in any of this? What is this happening? I'm supposed to be on vacation. Or I'm on vacation. Bitch, you went to go find your son. That's not a vacation. You knew he was in jail and you went to go investigate and do something about it. That's not a vacation. That's a fucking mission you gave yourself. Ugh. And then it's all set in Russia, which could be fine, but it's just all generic concrete buildings. It's like, I don't think much of it was green screen, but it might as well have been, because they just have the most generic, bland, boring backgrounds. And yeah, there's explosions and there's some slow-mo or whatever, but it's the most forgettable action out there. It's just dumb. And once again, like, Bruce Willis has achieved, or John McClane has achieved another level of you know what? John McClane is a Super Saiyan. Because he was just a regular man in 1, he survived some things in 2, then 3 got a little grace. 4 was ridiculous, but each time he, like, nearly died, and so he's just gotten stronger, because in this one, he's a Super Saiyan in this. But it's dumb. It's dumb, and I don't recommend this movie. Pretend this movie doesn't exist, much like Underworld 5 or 6 or whatever the last one was doesn't exist, and that the last one from, the Resident Evil series doesn't exist. Just don't. Just don't. This movie does not exist. Don't watch it. That's all I have for this one. Thanks for watching. Bye.